Sometimes it's important to be open and to be honest with yourself and with others. And I think now it's important to be open and honest with you guys. So I'm using this video as a chance to tell you my story. My real story. I'm gay. Football has been amazing for me. As a coach, I've been able to go across Africa, across the US, across Europe, and I've met some incredible individuals, people, groups. I wouldn't have done all that if it wasn't for football. As a fan, as an Arsenal season ticket holder, I've gone across Europe, I've gone across the UK to places I wouldn't otherwise go to, have experiences that I otherwise wouldn't have had if it wasn't for football. I love it, I love the passion, I love the drama, I love the community, the singing. But sometimes I don't feel that the community loves me, and that hurts. That's hard. Last season when Arsenal went down to the Brighton and Hove Albion game in the FA Cup, it became acceptable for fans to chant discriminatory abuse at the top of their voices, with passion, with gusto. That hurt. If it was racist abuse, it would not have been tolerated. If it was Islamophobic abuse, it would not have been tolerated. But because it was homophobic abuse, it became the done thing to do. Thousands of people chanting discrimination. You could try and classify it as banter, but stood in the middle of it, seeing people's faces just with glee singing so passionately this discrimination, that wasn't banter, that hurt. Now, football is amazing for so many reasons. Yes, the opportunities it's given me, but just broader grassroots football, where it's giving people the opportunity to do coaching badges, to play, get off the street, all of these things. Players investing in academies across the world to give disprivileged people the opportunities that otherwise they wouldn't have. Football for that is incredible, but football is just not in a place where it accepts everyone, and that hurts for the people that it doesn't accept. So if you're in a match and you hear someone chanting discriminatory abuse, report it. If you're down at training or you're actually playing a game and you hear someone say something, then don't let it slide. Because as soon as you start letting it slide, that's when people think it's acceptable. And like I say, when I was in the middle of it with thousands of people chanting abuse at me, that wasn't banter. That hurt. So let's just collectively come together and say, do you know what? It's not acceptable. What's going on in Russia and what will be going on during the Winter Olympics is not acceptable, and it takes people to stand up and say, do you know what? This isn't on. We need to actually change this. It doesn't matter what you are. It doesn't matter what interests you have. If you love football, you should be able to go to a match and feel a part of that community. Feel that you can sing, chant, have the banter without feeling that you're being discriminated against. So don't let it slide. Report it, comment to people and say it's not on, and it will change eventually. But don't accept it as it is, because it's wrong and it's not in a position that it should be. Sport more broadly is getting it. But when it comes to football and when it comes to the Russian Olympics or the Olympics in Russia, don't let it slide. Because as soon as you let it slide, it becomes acceptable, and it's not. Thank you. And yes, people can throw at us and say, oh, you Arsenal fans being miserable about reaching the Champions League. No, of course, we're buzzing about reaching